Hello, my name is James, and my motto is the real loser is the one who learns nothing. This motto reminds me that even if you lose or are unsuccessful, if you come out of it learning something, you will still gain something, and knowledge is never a loss. Personally, I've gotten to the point where I'm allowed multiple attempts, I would rather fail. Unless, of course, it counts, then I want to do well. But if I know how to make all the mistakes, I will not make the same mistakes again. I came up with this motto when my brother and I were learning how to ski, and he kept on making the same mistakes, and I got really tired of him complaining. So I made up the saying to make fun of him and did something that he and I still live by. I've used this motto in baseball because my team would always beat ourselves up, resulting in us losing a bunch. And to be honest, we really were losers. We would always fall apart around the third inning. Not because we were bad and not that our abilities were we were pretty good, but because people started blaming others and our attitudes just didn't allow us to move on. When everybody learned and fixed this, we did incredibly well. However, it wasn't a perfect science and some days are better than others. What I'm trying to convey is that if you do not learn from your mistakes, you do not know what you need to fix in order to improve. And sometimes what needs to fix has nothing to do with your abilities. Rather, what needs fixing could just be your outlook or attitude. Another example of my many failings is my Allentown baking competitions. And this one was really frustrating because I never got feedback on what I did wrong. I failed a bunch. I got third. But anyways, I was never given feedback on what I did wrong or what I needed to improve. And so thinking that I couldn't learn anything was good talk because you can always observe what does well and what doesn't. And one of the things that never did well was cookies. So I never did those again. Cake bars did marginally better with the tying with second, but ultimately we got third again. And so did adding fresh fruits. We tried brownies and got the same results. And I also tried kiffles. And it was just really frustrating because I never got this, whatever. But my family and I, we kept racking our brains on like what we needed to do to get better. And we just kept getting third until we realized that the one variable that we had not changed and we thought it was more towards like the baked good itself was presentation. So we got like real plates and did brownies, and I actually won. And I got to the farm show and I got fourth place. So I viewed the whole thing not as failing, but rather I was still learning and trying to figure out what would eventually get me to the win. And in conclusion, the real loser is the one who learns nothing. Now I apply this motto to my everyday life as I know I am going to make mistakes and I'm going to fail, as it is impossible to live without failing at something. So by learning something, I have still gained something, and I know that I can still improve, not that I just need to improve. And even if I decide to walk away from something, that doesn't automatically make me a loser. Sometimes what you gain is the realization is that something is not meant for you, and that knowledge is just as valuable. And now some people will tell you that makes you a loser, but I will tell you those people might have gambling problems, just saying. And so regardless, I think that is important for people to remember that if they do fail or lose, that doesn't make them loser or failure, as long as they are asking themselves the question why they fail, such as what it taught them or what they need to change next time. So just pay attention to the mistakes, or even just the mistakes of other people, because if you are learning, you are moving forward, and if you are not learning, you fail by default. Thank you for your time.